Think about you and your life and what you're complaining on. Are you really having hards? Or are you lucky with the opportunity to have the hards that are presented in front of you? This is the choice you make here to be your best self, to be self-aware about what's possible for you, so you can make the choices to grow to the level of life that is possible. All right, let's go. If you were tired of not feeling fit, tired of just not having the focus or the financial wherewithal or just the life that you deserve to have, this is the Live 100 podcast, the place you come to break your bad habits. You can build the momentum to get the success that you deserve to have in your life. Now, with any road and with any path and with any progress, there has to be some failure, right? On most points in our life, for us to get somewhere, we have to have had some setback. One, because it gives us ideas of how not to go forward and how not to go again, right? And how not to progress, but it also teaches us many lessons. Today, I want to talk about the lessons of failure, right? And most of us sit in the sideline because we're fearful of failure, but you are going to fail. And your failure might be in never trying. So think about that right now. You might not be starting. You might not be taking action. You might not be going forward. You might not be doing anything because you are afraid of failing. Yet the failure is that in you will never take action to live your highest, best life. So I'd rather fail forward, right? I'd rather get up today. I'd rather go out there. I'd rather seek what could be my life than to never take action, never try, never know. Because as you go out there and you trip and you stumble and as you fail, you're going to have to accept it. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. I look at my points and honestly, running teaches me so many lessons. And if you're a runner, that you can relate here, but most times in life, you're out there running, right? And you're out there running long distances. And each step, right, is one more step, then another step, then the next step, then the next step. And it's never ending, right? You just keep going. And when I'm doing these long races and you're out there, right, I focus. I'm on my path. I'm in my momentum. I'm going upon my destination on my journey to my destination. And in the moment that I take my eyes off the prize, that I lose clarity, that I lose focus, the next thing that happens, all of a sudden I'm airborne because I've tripped over a root or I've tripped over something or I've hit a rock. And next thing I know, I'm flat in my face. And so many times in life, that's how we go through our path to our goals, is that we're doing these things to get somewhere. And the second we take our eyes off where we are, right, we lose the momentum because we get just slammed in the face with something that sets us back. And sometimes we're completely focused and that happens. But we have to accept it. We have to accept that failure right there is just reality and embrace it. This is something that's happened here that we can either go forward and just deny that it's ever happened, right? Push back and push against it, or embrace it, understand that is not tied to my self-worth. This is a moment in time, something that's happened, an evolution of me and my journey to go where I need to be. Next, you have to learn from it. You have to look at it and say, okay, what just happened? What just happened there, right? So if I'm running these long distances, right, am I getting tired? And so when I'm getting tired, I'm not picking my knees up high enough, right? So I'm running just almost to the point where my feet are barely getting off the ground because I'm almost dragging my feet. So it's leading me more into stumbling, right? So many times we get tired of the process. We get tired and we lose clarity. We lose focus on what we're doing right there. And so it drags along and we hit these little pebbles that become monumental because we're not picking our feet up, right? We're not picking our feet up in our journey, in our progress of our success path to the goals ahead. So we have to think about that in the point of what you're doing today. Are you extracting the lessons from the failures you're having? Are you looking at those lessons and saying, okay, I understand. Right now, when I'm tired, I have to put a focus on picking my knees up right now, because picking my knees up right now will continue to give me the pace, the momentum to keep going. So when you're tired and when something comes up in your business, right, or something comes up in your family, right, do you lose focus? Do you lose clarity? Do you snap, right? Do you get angry? Do you get upset? Do you have these moments of time that are setbacks because your focus, right, your clarity, your vision, your mindset has become distorted because of that one little moment, that one little pebble that you've now tripped on? And when that comes up, you have to say, okay, am I going to allow this to infect me, or am I going to embrace it to understand that there was a lesson here? And then the next time you start to be resilient to the moment, you start to have the mental fortitude to understand that this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be simple. This is not going to be something that you're going to set it and forget it. But a time when you enlist your mind to grow stronger and you power forward, what was hard before will become easy because you will be on to new hearts. Your life is made for you to grow and to evolve and to stress yourself at different levels, right? My simple fact is that I'm having harder hards today than I did in the past because the things in the past are no longer hard. But at the moment of time when I was there, they were beyond difficult. I thought I would never get by them. Think about your life today. Think about how lucky you are. Just in the last couple of weeks, I've just had all these things. I have a friend I've known all my life. He's got this rare disease, right? I just saw this. I hadn't talked to him in, probably a decade. And now he's got this rare disease I've just seen out there. I have another friend that has just lost a child. I have another friend who's, complaining about my little failures when in fact I can turn it around today just by choosing to. So think about you and your life and what you're complaining on and what you are going out there saying, oh, what was me about? Are you really having hards? Or are you lucky with the opportunity to have the hards that are presented in front of you today? This is the choice you make here to be your best self, to live your best life, to be self-aware about what's possible for you so you can make the choices to grow to the level of life that is possible. So as you point and you now become resilient and you have the mental fortitude, it allows you to pivot and adapt to what's coming ahead, right? You're on a point here. You're going down the river and the river is not going to just be just some stream where you're just going there and just enjoying the ride. It's going to be a roller coaster. Buckle up, get ready. Because if you want to have change and you want to have greatness in your life, it's not going to be easy and there's going to be challenges and setbacks and you're going to have to embrace them, learn lessons and move forward to take action, to continue down the path to the next setback. And at each time you plateau, just understand there's another mountaintop for you to get ahead of. We had this talk here in our men's church group the other week of just say, are there more lessons learned at the top of a mountain or in the valley? And honestly, there's not a clear answer. There's lessons at all of them. There's lessons that point to struggle of the ascent up the mountain. There's lessons at the top of the mountain just for you to understand that you're now at the top of the mountain, but you can see higher mountains that now are other points for you to part. And when you're at the bottom and you've fallen down the mountain or you're just on the part of just scaling to start your journey up the mountain, there's a lesson there. So at all points of your life, you're not at some part of a roadblock. You're not at a setback. You're at a choice to start taking action, to learn new steps, to create momentum so you can adapt and pivot to the opportunities ahead that are there for you. We are so lucky in this life. We are so lucky. And you are chosen to be here. You've been given this life of all the magical moments that could be and how different your life could be. You have the life you have, how lucky you are. So why waste another day? Why waste another moment being afraid of failure? I was sitting there, got asked to go help someone in one of our companies today. We were shorthanded, so I went out there and helped put some condensers on top of a building, and had this big man lift that basically lifts you up, 40 feet in the air to put these condensers, these AC condensers on top of a building. And one of the guys couldn't do it because he was fearful of heights, and I understand. That's a learned fear. And another guy said, I used to be scared of heights and now I'm just not, right? Well, that's a choice to no longer let something that you can control take you away from what you can and want to do. So think about the next step. Think about the next journey that you have ahead of you. I'm planning my next race. And in that fact, I have to understand that that's going to be a new challenge, right? How far can I go? How much can I stress my body? How much can I put my mind through to get to the results that will be the completion of that race? What could happen throughout that race? Well, I could lose toenails. I could, injure a muscle. I could be dehydrated, right? I could face all different kinds of things. I could get stung by a swarm of bees. Who knows? But it can't let it stop me from starting. And that's where you are today at choice. Fear is there. Failure is real, but it will be a part of your journey. So why not let your journey have failures? Because no one talks about the failures once you get to the success that you deserve to have. Lastly, I'll leave you. Think about baseball players. The greatest baseball players in the world get up to bat, and 65 to 75% of the greatest of all time never get on base because they've struck out or grounded out, popped out, you name it. But here you are today, worried about a simple point of taking one step so you can go out there and potentially have a setback. Life's in your hands right now. You are so lucky to be here. So why not take advantage of each and every moment that are leading you to the life that you deserve, starting now. All right, I'm Jason Yarusi to the Live 100 podcast. If you can do us just a massive favor, please go down there, leave us an honest rating and review. We read each and every one of them. It's helped continue to allow this show to grow to the heights it has. Thanks so much for joining in. Let's do this.